You must realize you are doomed.
Oh, I don't think so.
Greetings and welcome back to World of Tanks, and today I'll be showcasing Strato and myself pairing up in our Polish heavy tanks. This first match we're watching now is taking place in the Brawl mode that was in the game from April 29th to May 3rd. Brawl mode is a 7 vs 7 tier 10 match with special rules. The enemy forces are hidden until spotted. Each map is an encounter and there's a power-up spot in the middle. But a little bit more on those power-ups in a second, because right now Strato and I are making a beeline right for that middle power-up position, because as we can see, it's being contested early on by the opponent's team. So I'm going to try and work my way into the middle and get a shot on the WZ, but Strato bumps me, so I kind of fluff my first shell, so now the opponent gets the power-ups. So now, just like front lines, there's a few choices to choose from. You've got Inspire, which increases your tank's abilities, Recon, which spots everyone, and the artillery strike, as we see that we just get blasted on real quick. Not quite sure who used that in this situation, but we took some heavy damage. So now we're facing down a Jagdpanzer that we're trying to side scrape here. So I'm going to try and keep my tank as much to the side as possible. So unfortunately in that angle, even at those types of situations, the Jagdpanzer just has so much heat penetration, 420 millimeters to be exact, that even with that side scraping, it's just not a great angle to meet the Jagdpanzer at. So we're switching over to Strato's view here, and at this point I tell him to back off and go deal with the IS-4, because facing down two TDs is just not exactly what I want to do. And we can see here that he's going to get a nice shell into the rear of that IS-4. Oh, that is beautiful, beautiful shot. So 1,300 damage so far. And here comes the 140, and that's my death trying to face those TDs. Arguably, I probably should have tried to do a little bit better in my defense to show my better armor towards them, but it just didn't work out. So now Strato is alone and gonna go after the IS-4 here. So he's gonna go right into the side, just wait for that reload to hit, and it got stolen by the E3, but that's fine. A kill is a kill, no need to worry there. So now he sets his sights for the 140, so he's gonna turn around. 140 gets a nice shot into the E3, who's just kind of looking off into Nowheresville. So here we go, a good shot into the... not penetrated. Okay, well, not exactly ideal, but he's going to come around. 140 is going to go up for that E3, so he's going to look for some revenge here. He's going to go up for that 140, and nice swing. A nice track as well. Hopefully that E3 can finish him off, which he does. He gets the tracking damage. Nice bounce here. Very nice bounce. So he is definitely going to get some revenge on this 111 5A. And boom. There it is. A nice shell, putting him up to his first kill and 3,206 damage so far. So we're about even, but we're down about 1,000 damage. At this point, I'm telling him, I'm like, well, the STB and 430U... Oh, speaking of 430U, it comes right down the middle. But I was thinking that the STB was going to go around and flank down that line. So I'm telling him, hey, check down that line before you go too much further into town just to stop the STB. But it looks like he didn't go down that way. So he's deciding to make himself more useful by going back into the town. So here he goes, turning around. And there's the STB surprisingly going after the Progetto, which I did not expect at all. I really thought he would have actually just gone for a flanking maneuver or something like that. So here he goes, going to go in for the Jagdpanzer, who is probably facing the other way, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like he was facing the other way from his point of view, which is pretty great. So that Jagdpanzer is probably going to turn around. And right now, this is a really bad situation. 3 tanks. Uh-oh, that's going to be bad. Oh, nice shell there. That was really impressive. Very, very nice. And he's going to keep going. He is going to keep going and keep on turning. And I am really excited. Auto aims. Oh, what a shell into the back. So he's going to actually get on the capture key point. He's going to go in there And he's going to stay there, surprisingly. I really thought he was going to just, you know, go for a more defensive approach, but here he is. Bounce. Oh, what a miss. But he does capture the key point, and he actually picks the artillery strike and targets that 430U, and kaboom. There it is. Dunzo. But as quickly as things are looking up, an E3 appears to the side, an STB to the right. Oh, ouch. This is not looking good, but he kills the E3 and it comes down to a 1 versus 1 on the STB. All Strato has to do is nail this one shell into the STB-1 and he's done. So he's going to look, the STB gets 1, he's going to back up into a little bit of corner, auto-aim, a few seconds, and there it is. What a nice battle, and as soon as it was looking dangerous, it is already over. With 6,579 damage, Strato really took this game into his own hands, using that huge gun and just throwing shell after shell after shell into the opponent, and it was really great. That was definitely a favorite battle of mine, but it's not over yet. We have a whole second battle to get to. Let's go right now. And let's roll out on Pearl River, and this time Strato and I are in our 50TP Prototyp, and got some nice paint jobs going on there. Me with the dinosaur and him with the Medusa head. So we are going to go in this tier 10 match down across to the heavy area as usual. So we're just going to speed up this point and get right down to the main battle area. So we're just moving into position. Everyone's getting their way. Tank destroyers are going north, etc., etc. Everyone's getting into their position. Okay, so we arrive here where an IS-3, a VK is in here. So some equal tier matchups for right now, which isn't too bad. So this IS-3 pokes out, bam, one shot from Strato, one shot from me. A nice, good start to that IS-3, now super weakened, which is absolutely excellent. So I'm here, and I'm trying to support him, and he's got a really good position here. Now, he asked me if he can pen this, and I said probably not with gold, but he's going to take a shot anyway, which I can't really blame him for. I mean, it was a red pen, but it's worth a try. So we're just here holding this corner while the other heavies fight over on the other side. So we're just trying to make our best situation here, trying to stay with our turrets hidden. I try and shoot at the IS-3, but I miss, unfortunately. So here comes the 53 TP, a nasty artillery shell, but nothing too terrible that we couldn't handle. So we're just looking for shells here. And this one might be a really good one. Oh, he moved. I thought he was going to go right for the cupola there. Is he going to go for the 53 TP? Looks like this M103 wants some, so he's going to come out. And he just kind of, like, doesn't angle up. Strato's going to go and try and throw a shell, but it does not work. So at this point I'm like, alright, let me try and see if I can get a better angle on this so I can keep the better player behind me and be the shield. But it doesn't work well for me as the VK just launches one into my cupola. But that gives Strato a chance to try and throw one into the real lower plate, but takes a shell for it. So an okay trade there. Not too bad. So there's the IS-3. And is he going to shoot him? I try and shoot, but I miss, and Strato is not reloaded yet. So tough that we don't get to kill that IS-3. But now there's starting to be some real pressure on this side here. Lots of heavies in here, and we're just missing and fluffing shells. But I get one into the VK, and so does he, right into the side, and that's almost 900 health dropped from that VK within like 2 seconds. So he's got to be hurting something fierce. We have artillery support, and here comes this IS-3. Strato's going to look for a shell, and... oh, I guess I kill him right before that. So I wish I would have told him that I was aiming for the IS-3, so he didn't have to waste the shell. So at this point, it's actually looking pretty decent for this side. Some really low health heavies. So we're going to go in at this point. Yep, there we go. That's a nice kill. Nice kill indeed. So we're just getting this last VK, which he's doing really well keeping his side armor. And this M103 kind of just goes forward. And at this point, I notice that there's a 50 TP and a Pantera on base. So I'm going to start heading back while Strato takes care of the rest of the tanks that are over here. I say the rest, and it's just a phase 1 that... he's going to aim in and just kind of like nonchalantly just bloop right into the track. Nice one. So here I am trying to deal with this other 50 TP. I'm going to try and show him some of my better armor. He hits my track. So I'm going to go in and shoot right at that side of the wall, I guess. Not really sure where that shot went, but it's not into the tank, unfortunately. So here he comes around again, but I have a nice shell into his lower plate, which is great. And at this point, Strato is at my side, so the 50 TP actually decides to take a shell into him. which puts him down to 500 HP. Not very great. The Rhymatile tries to shoot him, but bounces off that front strong plate, and it's me for the kill. So 2 kills for me and 3 kills for Strato, which is really great. Right now we're sitting at 1,785, and Strato decides to go north while this Rhymatile Panzerwagon goes in towards the base in order to defend off the Pantera and as well as the tank destroyers that are about to make their way into the map. So Strato misses a shell, but the Rhymatile Panzerwagen gets the kill on that, which is really good. So he decides he wants to go a little bit north to separate the area while the other heavy tanks go to base and trying to invade. And meanwhile, we are going to be here trying to defend. So here come the TDs. So I'm going to move a little bit more forward into this rock area, because I think I can side scrape pretty well while Strato moves towards these buildings to get more cover from the north. So the Rhymatile Panzerwagen, when we'll see in a couple minutes, actually is in a really great spot. And I can't wait to show you what spot he is. And here comes the WZ. Oh, that almost looked like a miss. But we got it. And here goes Strato for this shot. Oh, right into the tracks. It's like those kind of shots that, like, dang, that should have hit. And I hope that doesn't come back to haunt me in later. So now he's going to kind of just get some shots from the back building. But unfortunately, there's not much he can do right now. So we're going to try and poke out here. And I think I can hit this WZ pretty easily. Oh, look at this. This is going to be a beautiful shell right into the cupola right there. Oh, it just went to the right on its gun mantlet. Unfortunate. So we'll try again. And we're pretty safe right here. I mean, there's just this big rock against some mediums and a TD. And ouch. That's not what you want to see. Almost 500 from an artillery shell. That is not pretty. The WZ misses, so I decide I'm just going to take a shot, and it hits the rock I think he was sitting in front of. That's a rough shutdown. 2,000 damage from me, but now we're over into Strato's view and gets a nice shell on that WZ. So let me cut over to this Rhymatile Panzerwagen, who's doing an excellent job of using this bush. The enemies have no idea that he's here, and it's absolutely wonderful. What a great play this guy is making while the other heavies deal with stuff at base. Look at this. Is this going to hit? Whoa. Right between the buildings. Nice throw in there. And it looks like they're getting on the base. Rhymatile Panzerwagen is doing the exact thing that he should be doing right now, and that is just being patient in this bush, letting the rest of the game play out while this defender deals with the Borsig, and hopefully the rest of the artillery, because he did take out one. So he gets spotted, so he's going to try and throw a shell, I imagine, right there into the Oh. Looks like the WZ misses too, so not all is lost in this. So he's going to try and side scrape out and try and push again. And there's a reset. I guess the WZ got off or got shot at or something. Ooh, what a rough one. Kind of stays just out in the open. Strato on a very low amount of hit points right now, and we are losing health quite fast. The defender has gotten off base, and this renegade has come out from nowhere to try and get some resets. That is a wonderful shot there. So the WZ tries to move forward. This renegade is getting some HE shells. Meanwhile, the defender's staying on base, so this is looking pretty decent right now. The WZ trying to move into position. Not sure where the other 120 went. So Strato is just trying to find the best spot for him to poke out while this Panzerwagen does the spotting. And hopefully this defender can just sit on cap. There's a WZ. Looks like he's going right for the Renegade. So Strato's going to try and come out to try and get this WZ punished. Looks for a shot on the WZ. And this is what is great about the Rhymatile Panzerwagen. He sees an open opportunity to go after the WZ and just goes right in. Boom! Nice shot on the WZ. I love that. And, oh, rough shot on the Panzerwagen there. So he's going to go around and circle him. Meanwhile, the WZ takes out the Renegade, and the Defender is also destroyed. So that leaves a Borsig and an M53 still available, and the Panzerwagen is dealing with this WZ right here, and Strato is unable to help him. And he's turning pretty quick, but he takes him out, which is really great. So now this WZ-120 is going to approach Strato, and it's going to be really bad real soon. This is not going to be good. He has to... So he's going to just hold there. Okay. An interesting play by the 120. I would have... Well, I mean, it's... Yeah, Strato can just shoot in his direction, and if it pens, it's game over. It's not even a 50-50 at this point. So this Panzerwagen is doing a really good job of just holding back, waiting until he's unspotted, trying to see if he can get a shell if the WZ advances on him, but he decides since he's unspotted, he's going to run up and try and get him from behind, which is really great. So Strato's just waiting for him to move into position. And he's waiting. They're trying to bait him out. He's looking like he wants to go. The Panzerwagen gets up behind him, and Strato moves in while he's distracted. Can he get the shell? Oh my god, he's looking nice. Nice click there. That was super amazing. Still on very low hit points, 2 tanks to deal with, and we really turned this game around. Well, he didn't really turn this game around, along with the Panzerwagen, so he's kind of indecisive on where he wants to go. The thing I'm worried about is I haven't heard an artillery shell come in, and it's really starting to bug me. So the Panzerwagen looks like he wants to go up a bit north, and he's pinging, someone's pinging the map about up north of where somebody is. So Strato decides he wants to go through the middle, which isn't all bad. I could see it, but then he's like, oh, do I really want to go through the middle? But then he's like, yeah, maybe I do want to go through the middle. He's like thinking about it. So here he goes. He's going to try and go for the middle. And so hopefully he can just, oh no. That is just the worst possible outcome for this lone Borsig just to be there and waiting just to shut down Strato and take him out as he's ready to go for What? He's dead? That's right. Strato survives from a Borsig, and it's a miracle that he did survive. Look at this shell coming right in and just bouncing right off of that top right of his turret. Look at this bounce right there. What a super, super lucky hit that he received. And now it's Strato's turn to just punish him with that HE shell he preloaded. And look at this aim. Bounce, just point, shoot. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? That was absolutely impressive. And with the Borsig shut down, it's just an artillery left. And still no shot from the artillery, so it's going to be quite some work to go and try and find him. But it's looking up, because if the artillery shoots the Panzerwagen, then at least Strato will know where he is. So he's going to try and cut right through the middle again. And we're going to keep going and seeing what we got here. And hopefully when... Oh, there he is. He's getting spotted. Is he actually... There is no way. Is he really going to throw this shell through almost render range? You got to be kidding me. What a final kill. 6 kills, 5,400 damage on this game. Absolutely amazing. So let's check out the post-game stats. Definitely the first game in Brawl, where we have a victory with 5,847 XP earned. And look at all those shells that went into the opponent's tank. Absolutely delicious. Double the damage of the E3, and definitely triple plus of the rest of the tanks that we were able to do. Scoring 224,000 credits. It is a very, very nice game indeed, and that was just a wonderful Brawl match. Such a fun game mode for that one. And of course, we move over to the Pearl River match, which is a Mastery Badge with a High Caliber, a Top Gun, and also a first Mark of Excellence for all that damage done. 11,000 experience with all the boosters, double the damage of the Kronvon, and also the rest of the tanks on the team. Look at all those medals on the other side, too, that he was able to work through, and it is absolutely awesome. Walking home with 134,000 credits. Absolutely a delicious time, and it is absolutely wonderful to see that game taken down with such stride. So I hope you enjoyed these 2 games. If you did, please leave a like or a comment on what you thought was really cool or what you thought was really boring. But in any case, you can also follow on Predict_Chaos on Twitter and Predict_Chaos on Twitch if you want to watch live. And that'll be it for me. See you next time.